share my screen. I'm trying to request that I share my screen.
Yeah, we made calls. Go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, so yeah, so these are the myths, and I just said that GBV occurs amongst any people, right? It can be all people of socioeconomic, related. Either you are educated, whether you are white, you are black. GBV occur. So GBV can occur to anybody. So it doesn't matter if you are poor or you are rich. It occurs. We've seen a rich man actually abusing his wife. And you can see some of the examples. This lady that sang Gotuene, or what did they call? This gospel singer that lost her life, like I think 2 or 3 years ago. Nobody knows that somebody like that, highly influential, can actually, can actually have a perpetrator who happened to be her husband, abusing her under their roof. And it's so to hear that. So GBV is not common in industrial country. It's a lie. We have seen in developed country that, in US, for an example, 1 in 3 women reports being either physically, sexually abused, by their partner. And globally, there are 1 in 3 women, have experienced any types or all sometimes all the forms of gender-based violence in their life cycle. So it simply means that if you have 3 female, in the family, 1 out of them have actually experienced GBV before. It can be in terms of sexual harassment, it can be in terms of sexual exploitation and abuse harassment, it can be in terms of physical violence. 1 out of the 3 have experienced, GBV. When you do like a sampling, you will get to know that truly it has actually happened, either physical, emotional, and economical. And also, we have also seen that 2 out of 5 male have also experienced, research have shown us that 2 out of 5 male have also experienced any forms of gender-based violence in their life cycle. And these are data that has, that is validated with research, and these happen all over the world. Some of the myths also says that men cannot control themselves. Violence is simply a part of their nature. And sometimes when I listen to this, that you understand. So it strikes my heart to see that this has not have not been biologically or genetically confirmed that all men are are attributed to violence, right? We've seen female also who are perpetrator of gender-based violence. So men is not genetically based. When we talk about men violence, it is not genetically based or biologically based. Okay, it's just talking about um, anybody can actually be a survivors or perpetrators of GBV moving forward. So all these myths are not correct. They are just myths and misconceptions in the society. So these are the reality moving forward. Another myth and misconception that we've also seen, that they said victim of gender-based violence were told that some of them, provocate the abuse, the abusers, as it's may put rightly here, through their inappropriate behavior. Sometimes we've seen lecturers to say that the main reason why I have to hug her, or the main reason why I raped her, is because she was putting on a mini skirt. Yes. This is not to kick against, to support indecent dressing, right? This is not to support indecent dressing. But what I'm putting on does not give you a green light for you to rape me. It simply means that, doesn't mean that when you see a mad man or mad woman walking on the street without a clothes, you can rape them. So that is not an excuse. So that should not be an excuse for being a perpetrator of GBV, right? Some lecturers will say, What did you put on? Look at how your body physique showing outside. And this sometimes we've seen perpetrators says that, oh, it's because of the clothes that she was putting on. That's why my eye turned to her and I decided to rape her. No, these are some of the cases we've seen on the field. And those are just myths and misconceptions. The reality is saying is that regardless of what they put on, regardless of who the female is or a male is, you don't have the right to commit sexual exploitation and abuse and harassment, on them. And this has actually been proven, and that's actually contributed to some of the cases we are seeing on this on the sites on sites, in IDP camps, in the court of law, where people comes to testify to say that some of them is because of the clothes they are wearing, and these are just force within the society. I just want us to quickly do role play, and I will be showing us a questions, and I just want us to answer these questions. So I want people to speak because of time. Just have like 2 minutes. The first one is a scenario based, and this is targeted on consent. So I want us to read it carefully. Can you still see my screen, please? Please, could you
Yes.
confirm it? Thank you so much, sir.
Yes, we
All
can
right,
see your
so
screen,
I want
sir.
us to look at this. Yes, I want us to look at this consent scenario. Please, let's read carefully. And if you don't want to speak, it's fine. You can put on the chat. You can put your answer on the chat. Yes, I can see on the chat. Okay. So, does anyone want to go first?
See your screen.
Does anyone want to go first? Anyone? So this is a scenario on consent. So we have Jack and James have been going out for a couple of months now. And Jack tells James he will dump her if she does not have sex with him tonight. He's sick of waiting. Jack is sick of waiting. James is afraid of losing him and agreed to have sex with him. So is this a consent? Has consent happened? Has consent happened? Oh, okay. Rodia says yes, consent has happened. Okay. It is, Abdulganim says, it isn't consent, but Jack is trying to make Jess to do it feeling same without having sex. Okay, yes, I got that. Fatima says yes, consent has happened. Okay, good. How do you think Jess feel? Does she feel bad? Do you think Jess will feel bad? Please, we can just, even if it is one person, you can just unmute your mic and speak.
Question.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Fatima. So my own understanding about what I just read now, I feel like she consented to it, regardless of how she felt. Maybe she doesn't feel good about it. It's not what she wanted or something. But for the fact that she consented to it, she agreed to it. So I'm not sure that is a rape. She has her consent.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much for sharing that. Does anyone want to speak again? Is Farouk speaking? Yeah, it's fine. Okay, Shayi, go ahead.
Okay, from what I just read now, you say, is this consent? This is not a consent at all, because this is actually forcing another party to go into a contract with you when the party does not even want to sign the contract. And this is more or less based on threats. I don't feel this is, yeah, this is more or less like a threat. You are threatening someone because they don't want to lose you or what. You are trying to play on top of their emotions. That's what I feel.
Sorry.
They are trying to.
I beg,
yeah, go ahead.
Shayi, I beg
your
to differ.
You said?
I said I beg to differ. Do you know what consent means? Consent means you agreed to do that thing, regardless of how you feel, regardless of your emotions or whatever. You still
But
agreed to do it.
this is more or less like you
Okay,
blackmailing
for
the
instance,
person.
now
Like,
hold on. For instance, now I'm a support worker. I need to administer medication to my client, and she doesn't want that medication. But for the fact that I had to explain to her that this medication, this is what and what is going to do in your body, and if you refuse, this is the consequence. But because she doesn't want it, she does not like it, and she still agreed to use it because of my explanation. So she consented to it, whether she likes it or not. She still has to use that medication. Just like this too. I don't want to have sex. I don't feel like having sex, but because my boyfriend asked me to, fine. It is what we are supposed to do, but it's because I don't want it. I'm not in the mood at that
don't use
moment.
boyfriend, your husband. Don't use boyfriend again.
No, I'm just saying.
All right.
But I'm not.
Okay,
So I
it's
still
fine.
have to do it.
It's fine. All right, so it's fine because of time. Thank you so much for sharing. So we have another scenario. We are going to discuss this after this, looking at each of the scenario. Because of time, I have just less than 10 minutes. So another scenario says, let's read it carefully, please. Let's read this scenario carefully. Is anyone saying anything on the chat? I feel it's okay, so we'll discuss it. So please, let's read this scenario carefully. Peter and Maya met at school disco. They are having fun telling jokes and talking about movies they have both seen recently. Budia reaches over to kiss Maya. Maya enjoyed it. Bria then starts to touch Maya. Maya does like it for a little while, and then she starts feeling a little uncomfortable and unusual. She tells Buddha she doesn't want to go any further right now. But Buddha ignores her and continues. Do you think this is consent? You think, okay, no, I can see no. Okay, so another question says, is it okay to withdraw consent at any time? Is it okay? Yes, we'll also be looking at that also. Yes, of course, yes, it's okay to withdraw. Even at the point of when you've started it and from the beginning you are enjoying it, and it gets to the point where the reaction and the chemical is getting so high and you say, stop, I'm not doing it again. You must stop, you must not continue. So that's what consent means, right? So, well, because of time, we may not look at the last scenario. I'm going to share the slide with you so that you can go through it later on. But let's just look at the answers, right? The first scenario, talking about Jack and Jace, no, that is not consented for, okay? There is no consent because if you look at that scenario, it's like you pressure Jazz to do what she's not supposed to do. That is like a force. You know, even though Jazz have said yes, she has been forced into it. You know, she doesn't want to do it. So you lull her because of, you know, we discussed about power over power within. Because of the power Jack has on Jess. Jess doesn't have any choice than to say yes because she's afraid to lose that relationship. So that is not actually a consent. The second question says, how do you think Jazz feels? I know if you look at this, she feels so, you know, upset. She's sad about the decision she has made because she was forced into it. Do you think that's actually consented for? No, that there is no consent there. And we talked about the power within, the power over. Jack has power over Jace, so he used because Jace is actually vulnerable, and she doesn't want to lose that relationship, and that's what happened, and that's why she has to say yes to such, you know, and take such decision. The second scenario is saying that, you know, there is no consent in that. Also, if you look at the second scenario, you know, when one person says stop, the other person has to listen. Please listen, my brother, so that you will not go and eat ewa in the prison, right? Because there are lots of laws that says even in the marriage, when your wife says no and stop, you have to stop. If consent is not given, it means that you actually committed, you know, sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment, and you can be charged for sexual gender-based violence. So these are some of the things that I want to share. I have a lot of things I want to share, but because of time, I'm going to share the slide with you so that you can actually look at it. And quickly, I just also want to tell us that, there are guiding policies and laws that kick against gender-based violence. One of it is VAP Act, Violence Against Person Prohibition Act of 2015. And this act is, explains what rape is, what is the legal provision for rape, legal provision of sexual exploitation and abuse and harassment, how can the courts deal with perpetrator, and how can court also protect survivors and whistleblowers. We have the criminal code, we have the criminal law also that also speaks to issues around gender-based violence. Recently, a United Nations organization launched sexual exploitation and abuse policy across all tertiary institutions that speaks to how students can actually be protected in tertiary institutions. And this speaks to issues around harassment, abuse, sex for grade, because that is more, we've seen that over time, in an institution. And an example of it is a video that came out by BBC from University of Lagos, where lecturers, professors asked students for sex for grade. And these laws are in existence. Even the sexual offender law of Lagos State government also came against it. Because of time, we may not be able to share some of the sections and policy and legal procedure in getting justice. So I'll be sharing the slide with Fatima so that I can share with the team, so that we'll be able to get, if you have more time, we can still come back again, maybe one of these days, to also take us through what we mean about C, sexual exploitation, abuse, and harassment, and how it affects our life, if we don't have a C policy in your organization, how it affects your co-worker, how it affects, your daily lifestyle. So I will just be sharing this with Fatima so that I can share with you. You can see, for an example, these are some of how the victim feel. If you look at them, some of the survivors of GBV, if you look at them physically, you think they are okay, but inner, they are actually broken. They are broken into ashes. They start blaming themselves. They start having mental trauma. Some of them don't even have a direction on the kind of life they want to live. You can see them physically, but in their head, they are thinking about a lot of things because they are victims and survivors of GBV. And this affects their lifestyle. Sometimes if you ask them, are you fine? They will tell you, I'm okay. But in their mind, they are not fine. They are not okay. They think about so many things. That is affect male child. It also affects female child. So I look forward to engaging in this conversation more if we have more time. Please always make sure that you prevent, you report, and you assist any survivors of GBV. Please, when you see something, please say something. Please just make sure that the barrier to break, GBV is when you don't keep silent. Silence sometimes make perpetrator to have more power. So speak up when you experience gender-based violence. Thank you so much for having me tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim Oladimeji. We are glad to have you. We really appreciate your section. And we are glad you've actually done a lot of justice to everything. I seems to be learning a lot of things from this tonight. Actually, I've been hearing of GBV, but it's actually a different concept in my own head. But thank you for giving us a deeper insight about what GBV is. We really appreciate you, sir. Well, sir, one quick thing before we move to question stage. Sir, this presentation, so before you share it, sir, I want you to put it as a PDF in order for people not to tamper with it, instead of sharing it like a presentation. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm going to share in PDF format. I'll share with Fatima.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So I don't know if anyone has a question here, please kindly
Shelly, we
raise
have two
your.
questions in the chat already.
Okay, I'm seeing Farouk Bolatito 1. Sorry, please, who is the other person?
Daniel, how can we write reports about GBV and create awareness about
That's
it?
what I'm saying. I'm saying Ganiat.
And
One.
Farouk.
She's the one that is okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you. I've seen it too. Okay, Mr. Olajide, we have two questions there. One is how
Mr.
can we
Oladimeji. Which one is Olajide?
sorry, Mr. Oladimeji. We have two questions there, sir. One says was asked by Abdul Ghani Ganiat. How can we write a report about GBV and create awareness about it? And the second one says, what is the most effective solution to combating GBV?
Okay, thank you so much.
Someone
Yes,
said
so,
sorry, hold on, sir.
Okay,
Someone said I have sent. Yes, I wanted to take the three questions together so you can answer them, sir. Someone said I have sent.
Go ahead.
Nafi, please, what's your question again? Please send it. Okay. So the question is, how can education and awareness programs help in preventing gender-based violence? Thank you, sir. You can go ahead, sir, Mr. Oladimeji.
All right, thank you so much. So, if you look at the course of my presentation, the first question says, how can we write reports about GBV and create awareness? So I'm just going to be mentioning some few organizations that you can actually report issues when it comes to GBV. If you have any GBV cases in your community, you can reach out to Lagos State Domestic Violence Response Team, DSVA in Lagos State. They have a toll-free line. The toll-free line was supported by a UN EU program called the Spotlight Initiative. You can call the toll-free line for free, even if you see a mother maltreating a child in terms of child protection. If you see husband beating up a wife, you can call. I'm going to be sharing the toll-free line with Fatima so that you can also share on the group. You can report to them. And currently, in Lagos State, we have what we call the family support units. The family support units across all the police stations, local police stations, we have what we call the gender officers. Those gender officers have been trained in every police station. When you go to police station, just ask them that you want to see gender officer. Gender officer can be a male or a female in a police station, and they will attend to you, take your statement, and speed to action in terms of providing protection as well as legal opportunity for you to get justice at the court. We've also from FIDA, Federation of Females Lawyer, have a section in their association where they give a free legal assistance to survivors of GBV. Pro bono, survivors of GBV. So those are the three places I can actually recommend in terms of reporting. When you see it, please don't wait until you see a sign. You confirm a sign, because that is not your job. Once you see a sign, you have the right to report at the nearest center to report the issues around GBV. Now, when you say creating an awareness, currently you can see all over the world there are awareness creation in terms of gender-based violence, and that's the main reason why for us to have as one of the sustainable development goals called gender equality, it shows that at the global stage they are now speaking about GBV. It shows that the world is now embracing, finding solutions to solve issues around inequality in our society, looking at our patriarchal society across the region. And it shows that everybody in the world now talking about GBV. You can create an awareness even on your status. You don't have to wait for a commemoration days to talk about GBV. You can be an advocate in your community, telling them about GBV, learn more courses about GBV, as well as help people, help survivors, help friends. Sometimes when you share, let me give you a scenario. I was just sharing, a live experience on my status, and I didn't even know that a close female friend who is closer to me is a survivor of GBV, who have been dying in silence on what a lecturer has been doing to her in the school. And immediately she shared some, very scaring, information with me about what she has actually been going through. And we speak to action to get justice for such girl. So we need to be an advocate wherever you are. The second question, because of time, what is the most effective solution to combat GBV? There is no, a solution that suits all. We believe that when you continue making the noise and you report issues, you can combat GBV. There are a lot of people dialing in silence. Speak up. Do not dial in silence. The only thing I used to advise people is that make sure you speak up. Just make sure you speak up to break the barrier, to break the rough situations that he or she must have actually find themselves. When you speak up and you get justice, that is a success story also for people who have not been able to speak up to say that, yes, I can also get justice. So let's speak up. Let's make sure that we help and support people who are closer to us, who are survivors of GBV. And please don't body shame them when such issues actually happen. The last question says, how can education and awareness program help preventing GBV within the school? Yes. For example, in LASU, there is an initiative by the United Nations Population Fund called the Mentors Platform. The Mentors Platform is an opportunity to attach male and female students and attaching them to a senior lecturer who is also a male or a female. So in that Mentors Platform, they give career guidance, they talks about GBV. They also create like a circle, a safe space where they discuss some of the issues affecting them as the survivors in the school. These are captains across the school. And some of the success stories of this program is that last year we have 2 professors that was sacked in LASU. We have 2 junior staff also who are actually perpetrators of GBV, and they were also sacked immediately because of that platform that we actually established. And when we have such platform, it is also encouraging to see that organization within the school premises also creates educative and empowerment opportunity for female and male child to be able to make informed decision so that they can have the power to be able to fight for them rights and also speak up within the school. So I believe this my explanation should answer some of the questions being raised because the time is fast spent. And I just look forward to also engaging in this conversation in the nearest future if you have such opportunity. Over to you, Oluwaseyi.
All right, thank you very much, sir.
Hey, you are muted. Over to you.
Yeah, I'm already on mute, sir. All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Ibrahim Oladimeji. Really appreciate your presence here. I so much appreciate everything you said tonight. We are glad you made it here. Guys, I believe he has answered every of the questions. We are satisfied with the response. So this will be the end of our section for tonight. Stay tuned. I don't know if our founder has any contribution to add to what Mr. Oladimeji has said so far.
I don't really have any contribution. Where my boss are talking, I'm supposed to keep quiet and learn. Actually, Mr. Ambassador Oladimeji, Ibrahim, thank you so very much. We are so honored to receive your presence, for you to enlighten us and educate us more about what gender-based is. Thank you so much. We started MCMI Foundation together. In fact, I don't know if everyone here remembered when I said when I watched that movie on that American movie in Ibadan, and I called someone.
I want to cry.
Yeah, that I said I called someone immediately. Dimeji was the first person I called. The same Foundation came from Dimeji.
Thank you for not allowing her to cry.
Our first logo was from him. So practically we built Same Rights Foundation together. So this is me saying a very big thank you to Oladimeji. I really appreciate your guidance, your support, your unwavering loyalty, even though right now I'm always chasing you up and down. But then it is what it is. Thank you so much. on behalf of Same Foundation, Beyond Saving Lives Foundation. And someone lost that name, honestly, but I was hoping that someone is taking it. So we appreciate you. Thank you so much. God bless you. God will continue to enrich your knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Thank you. Guys, please let's thank Oladimeji. Say thank you. Thank you.
Let's unmute to tell Mr. Oladimeji, thank you.
Thank
Please
you
let's
for
unmute
coming,
everyone.
sir. Thank you. We really appreciate it. God bless.
Mr. Oladimeji, thank you so much
Thank
for
you
making.
so much for having me. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, Dr. Akibo. Thank you, everyone.
See,
Thank you so much for having me.
I really
Thank
want
you.
to appreciate these two key people because Fatima already said it. She already said all. Patron Akibo and Ambassador Ibrahim Oladimeji, they've been coming with us right from the onset when we're still Same Right Foundation. Then now we are beyond Savings Lives Foundation and they are still with us. I really appreciate their presence. And one thing I just pray about in life is whatever your heart desires, God Almighty will grant everything unto you by God's grace. Thank you so much, everyone. We really appreciate you. I want to say do have a lovely night and good night, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Gashi. Well done.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay,
Good
so
night.
good night. God bless you. I'll be closing the room in 2 minutes
Okay, sir.
so that we can have the recording saved and sent properly.
No problem, sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Gashi.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.